It's time for the next episode of the Summer Shift presented by U.S. Steel. This is episode 8. For that, we bring in number 6, John Marino, Penguins defenseman. Johnny, thanks so much for taking some time. What are you up to right now? What's John Marino's summer been like?
I've just been in Boston right now, went home, live like about 40 minutes away from the city. So the family's here too, family and friends, and just nice to go back home and see everyone.
And last summer was a little weird, obviously, right? With the bubble, and then I know it was a short stay for you guys, but having to prepare for that, being back in Pittsburgh. This is a little bit more of a normal summer, although probably not as long as you would like it to be. I'm sure you'd like to be a little bit shorter as far as how long you guys would play in the playoffs. But what's it been like to have that extra time with friends and family, but also kind of focus ahead to this next season?
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, like you said, last summer with COVID and everything, some places were shut down and it was a little harder to get around. But, this summer's been, normal so far. And just being able to go out to restaurants and everything and hang out with friends like that and not have to worry about a mask here has been, obviously a great change. But, I think they're going back to it, but we'll see.
We will see. We'll keep our fingers crossed that it doesn't get any worse. I mentioned number 6, Johnny. That's what you wear, at least in your time here in Pittsburgh.
Mhm.
Sometimes I think about numbers, and I just realize that some of them are just accepted. Like a defenseman wearing 6 is a number. A lot of defensemen before you and a lot after you will wear the number 6. Why did it land on your back? What's the attraction to it?
Not they gave me like a couple choices for different jersey numbers, and it was one of the ones that was like single digits. Like you said, I feel like it's common for a defenseman to have a single digit number. So, there's not like a great story behind it, but I just kind of picked it.
Okay, so that's disappointing. I thought there was going to be a great.
Yeah, I know. I wish it was a better story.
All right, we'll find some stories throughout our conversation here over the
Yeah.
next little bit. Last year, obviously, year number 2 for you in the National Hockey League. We all remember how strong your rookie season was. When you look back on year 2, what do you think maybe opposing teams and players figured out about John Marino, and what are you looking to do more of in year 3?
Yeah, for sure. I think just being consistent, it's going to be a long season, especially this year when we're doing a full season instead of just 56 games. And, really just kind of learning how to be a pro throughout the season, taking care of your body, doing all the right things off the ice, on the ice. And, I think that translates to the game. So it's just about staying on top of that.
And clearly that'll be something that you're focused on going into this year. Your NHL career, John, is still relatively raw as far as the years under your belt. As I mentioned, just 2. But having played at Harvard, having grown up in a pretty hockey hotbed community there outside of Boston, the South Shore Kings, everything that came with that, is there any guys that you look back on, whether they're in the league now or have played, with you in your career, that have made the biggest influence on you for who you are today as a player?
I can't say like like 1 or 2 guys, but I mean, maybe just that, 97 Kings team for sure. I don't think I'd be where I am without that team. I mean, we had an unbelievable team with, obviously Colin White, Noah Hannafin, and then, guys who are, still in the pro hockey, Ryan Shea, Lincoln Griffin. The list kind of goes on. But I mean, I think we were just so competitive back then, especially with each other. It just made us the players who we are now.
And you rode that to Harvard, where everyone associates that with being really smart. Knowing you, I can say that you are the outlier in that category. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
And you're a good hockey player. You can't hit me through the screen, so that's why I can say that on here. But in all seriousness, I thought it was funny. I was reading about how you kind of cut this career at Harvard short to jump to the Penguins and go pro. I know you eventually went back and got your degree, not in very long time, actually just last year. But how worried was your mom, Jen, that was not going to be a reality, that you were going to bypass the full Harvard degree and just go straight to the show and stay there?
She was kind of a stickler for degree. She was always on top of me about getting it. So, that was never really an option not to get it. So I think, it's better to do it sooner than later is what guys have told me that have left in the past.
So you have your degree, you're an NHL player, and now I understand this past year, John, you've taken a liking to the thinking man's game. I mean, you did go to Harvard after all, so the thinking man's game of chess, not just you, but a lot of your teammates. So tell us about that. What led to the chess interest, and how good did you get at it, or are you at it now?
Mostly just boredom. I mean, when we're on the road in the hotels, we can't really do much. We were kind of locked away, so it was just another way to be competitive with the other guys. I don't know how good I got or how good we ended up getting, but I mean, we'd always try to one up each other. If someone beats someone, then you try to beat them back. But I mean, Yeah, we ended up playing a good amount, which was pretty funny.
Did you ever watch the Queen's Gambit, or you just were into
Yeah,
chess?
yeah. Once we got in the chess, I ended up watching it. Great show though.
Great show. Did you see the chess pieces moving when you would like lay in bed at night?
No, I never got to that level, but I wish I did.
Okay.
I would have won a
Fair
lot
enough.
more games.
What other off-season activities are you doing? I'm assuming you're not sitting around playing chess, as you mentioned, with the world being a little bit more
Yeah.
open now. But what are you doing to when you're not at the rink, when you're not at the gym training? What's going on in your life?
It's mostly just, being able to hang out and go outside and, kind of enjoy the weather, be around Boston, be around family and friends. There's a lot to do here. You go golfing sometimes with some people, or, you end up just going out to eat. Um, Basically, you find stuff to do with everyone here.
You're in your early 20s, so if I'm thinking correctly, you probably were right at a ripe, influential age when the Boston Celtics won the World Championship back in 2008, I think, right?
Yeah.
Who did they beat? The Lakers, right?
Lakers. Yeah.
So give me your rating on your scale. Are you like I've seen some of your shots on the basketball court here recently on Instagram. Are you
Yeah.
somewhat like a Paul Pierce? Are you like a Kevin Garnett? Are you Ray Allen? Like who are we looking at here?
Nah, I wouldn't be throwing out those names, honestly. I mean, we played pickup ball from time to time. Me and Dumoulin ended up playing one time, just go one-on-one. And, once he gets me in the paint, it's kind of game over. But yeah, I don't know. We just play for fun, but it's been a good time so far.
Who's better at basketball, you and Dumo? Or you or Dumo?
We could go back and forth this for a while. Depends how much we play.
All right, fair enough. Is that something you think will continue?
Nah, I don't think during the season it gets pretty busy, but I mean during the summers, yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, good to know that you and Dumo are bonding off the ice and on the basketball court. He probably also was cheering for the Celtics in '08, if we think back
Yeah.
to that time. All right. When you're back inside the house, got your beautiful, I'm assuming 10-bedroom apartment behind you, high rise in Boston.
I
Uh,
wish.
when you're not ordering off Grubhub or Postmates, what are you cooking up in there? What's the John Marino cook Chef Marino? What's he cooking up?
Not much. He's not cooking much. He's doing steak, rice, chicken, rice, some vegetables. Keep it simple.
What steak? What are you going with on the meat side?
Like what kind of steak?
Yeah. Mhm.
Maybe like a sirloin,
Okay.
filet.
All right. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Is that Chef Jeff approved, or are you just on your own right now?
No, but I should probably get some tips from him.
Fair enough. All right, let's bring it into the fan question. We got a couple for you here.
Yeah.
Try to keep you on your toes with the first one from your friends at Penguins on Twitter. I don't know if you've heard of them. 1 million+ followers. They're kind of a big deal. Um, when does the evening end and the nighttime start in a day? Like if you were picking an hour, like what would it be? Like, you have something in mind?
Like 6:37 evening
Okay.
starts. Yeah.
So you're thinking like in about, as we record this right now, about an hour or so. That's right, we're night owls.
Yeah.
You're going to the evening.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question, back on the hockey front, from at Jack_Teehee, Jackson Hollister, full name on Twitter. I would never do that. Preferred flex on your stick.
95.
Always been that way?
I was 100 in college,
Okay.
but needed to get a shot off a little quicker. So, you go lower on the flex.
You ever see Kessel's flex with his stick? I
No, it
know that was
wasn't.
before your time, but it was pretty low. It
I bet
was,
it was. Yeah.
I mean, that thing was like I don't even exactly remember, but it was like a yarn string when he would crank it back to shoot.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure it looks that way.
All right, those are the two fan questions. Let's get to the uniform questions. As we mentioned, we've asked every guest before you. There's a couple in here that I'm interested to see how you fare on, especially when it comes to you and I combining wits and working together. But we'll get to that in a second. First of all, I want to know a superstition you have, John. What stands out to you as far as something or some things that you got to do? There's superstitions for you.
I guess like just my routine going through the progressions, the warm up. You do the same things after video. You go stretch, play a little sewer ball, tape your stick. You just do it in the same order every time. Nothing crazy, but like when just if I stick to my routine, if you call that a superstition, then that's basically it.
So if you had a stretch where you weren't happy with how you were playing, would you maybe skip out on any of that stuff, or are you still staying straight line
No,
with everything?
I just stay with it.
All right, fair enough. Whatever
Yeah.
works, I guess, in that sense. What is something that you can't live without, or something of great significance that you possess?
I got to say phone for sure, just because everything going on nowadays, you can't really live without one.
You're
Uh,
not the only one. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm trying to think of like what else, but pretty low maintenance. I mean, I'll say my suits.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
We'll have to keep an eye on those this year.
yeah.
I know you've been in Boston most of the summer. Any vacations that you've had or are planning before you come back to Pittsburgh? Training camp just about a month away.
Yeah, nothing crazy. Just some weekends in the islands here. You know, Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard. You know, it's just good to get away for a little, but not too long. But you know, that's about it.
So actually, you just reminded me of something. You said Martha's Vineyard. Can you say it again for me?
Martha's Vineyard.
Oh, that time you didn't say it like a Bostonian. You know what I was getting at there.
Yeah, I don't think I did the first time, but
A little bit.
yeah,
So one thing I will say, so my wife's from the Massachusetts area, and there's so many cities and towns in Mass that like throw you for a loop when you look at them on paper and you
hmm
say them out loud. Like I'm thinking like if I were to spell Situate, what did I just spell?
Situate.
Yeah, like what?
Yeah,
Or how about Worcester?
Worcester. Yeah,
Worcester. Like where are the R and the C and the E and all? Where does that come
I have no idea.
from? I will say one thing that I do remember. There was a newspaper. We were down there on the Cape. Sandwich, right, is the name of the
Yeah.
town down there on Cape
hmm
Cod. And there was a baby that was lost, and the headline was "Baby Found in Sandwich." And I still like to this day think it's one of the greatest newspaper headlines. The baby was found. That's why it's one of the greatest.
Yeah, at
It's
least the baby was found.
Yeah. All right, let's get off that tangent and let's get back to something more exciting. You
hmm
ever played Two Truths and a Lie?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to play that right now. So I
Okay.
just want to let you know something before we do this. I was on a bit of a cold streak there for a few weeks. Your teammates kind of stumped me. And then I think it was Casey DeSmith and Mike Matheson back to back weeks. I got back on the horse. Zach Aston Reese last week just knocked me right back off of it. So either you're going to boost my confidence up or keep it below bar here. So I'm sure, as you said, you know you've played this before, so you know. But for those watching, two truths and a lie. Essentially, John will give me three things that he'll present as a truth. I have to guess the lie out of that group. If I guess it, I win. If I don't, and one of the things I guess actually is true, John wins. So, John, the floor is yours.
All right. I have a twin brother. I have two mini huskies at home, and I'm living with two of my buddies from high school.
Now you have a brother. I can't remember if he's a twin or not. I think he is. Mini Huskies. I don't think I've ever seen a mini husky. And I'm going to bet that you're not living by yourself. So I'm going to say the lie is that you have too many huskies at home.
Yep.
Yes.
Nice. We do have one though, not two.
What's a mini husky look like?
It's, it's a husky that's mini.
Oh, fair enough.
They're
Okay.
like 12 pounds.
Really? How did like where did that's I've never seen one before. That's cool. I love huskies. I think they're really good looking dogs. So that's
Yeah, they
cool.
are. Yeah.
All right, two more things. Um, so first of all, the one thing that I've been doing a lot of guys this year, and I think that you really are going to excel at this, is when you look back and you think about the music that you've listened to in your life, I'm sure there's like one thing that comes to mind when I say the first CD you ever owned, or like the first downloaded album you've ever had. I can tell by the head nod something just popped into
Yeah.
your head. If you
Yeah.
could hum for me one of the hit songs from that album, I'm going to try to guess it.
Oh, I can't hum it.
You can't hum
I
it.
can't hum it. No. If I give you the artist, you could probably guess what song it was.
All right, who's the artist?
Eminem. No, but close. No, but I know you're.
I know I was doing the whole interlude there. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can't
yeah,
say.
yeah.
What was it then? What was it? What was the song?
My name is.
Oh, wow! You got like throwback Eminem,
Yeah, yeah,
Slim Shady.
yeah.
Nice. I
I
like
didn't know
that.
that from that. Yeah.
All right. You know what? I don't even know how we're going to rate that one because I kind of gave you a free pass on it, but we'll allow it. Last thing for you, John. Give us a recommendation of something you're currently into. It could be a TV show, a book, a movie, song, podcast, workout, anything like that that you're currently into to throw out there to the fans.
Been watching that show Manifest on Netflix.
Okay.
It's kind of crazy. They just go like get back from a flight, but they've been missing for 5 years, but they don't age. So it's kind of, and they're trying to figure out how.
Interesting. All right, cool. We will definitely keep our eyes on Manifest on Netflix. Before we wrap up, I know you and I spoke before we did this. Obviously, this has been a tough week for the hockey community, especially where you're from in Boston. And, by an extension, the Penguins family, former Wilkes-Barre Scranton player and, a few years in the National Hockey League for the Bruins, for the Rangers, for the Bruins, for the Blackhawks, for the Florida Panthers. Jimmy Hayes passing away on Monday at the age of 31 from Dorchester, Mass. I know that you had mentioned to me your past cross with him, but anything you'd like to share as far as just your memories and what that meant to you and how sorry you are to see him go?
Yeah. So I only met him, a couple of times, but I just know that he was like just a funny and genuine guy, that everyone just loved to be around. And, obviously the Hayes are pretty popular around here in Boston with them both playing in the NHL. And, you know, um, it's pretty cool to see like the support that has been around the hockey community on social media and, even around the rinks and the workout areas. And, I think everyone's coming together for them and, just trying to support them as best as you can.
Hockey community is a special one, and certainly we do send our best wishes and prayers to his wife Kristen, sons Bo and Mac, and brother Kevin, of course, who plays for the Philadelphia Flyers. Jimmy Hayes passing away at the age of 31. John, we do appreciate you taking the time with us. Good to see you again. Hopefully, it'll be in person in the next month or so back in Pittsburgh when the Penguins open up training camp and then open up their preseason on September 27th against the Columbus Blue Jackets at PPG Paints Arena. Can't wait for that. Can't wait for a new season. And again, thanks for taking the summer shift with me.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, that is John Marino, Penguins defenseman. This has been episode 8 of the Summer Shift presented by U.S. Steel. We'll catch you next time.